Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. Topping the headlines, His Excellency President Liverpool addresses Parliament on the CARICOM Court of Justice. Prime Minister Skerry delivers his 9th consecutive budget presentation to Parliament on Tuesday, and agricultural officials confirm the presence of the black sigatoka on the island. All these stories and more when National Focus returns. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. President of Dominica, His Excellency Dr. Nicholas Liverpool, has given members of Parliament an insight into the CARICOM Court of Justice. The island's head of state, who addressed Tuesday's meeting of Parliament, referred to the ongoing debates surrounding the establishment of the CARICOM Court of Justice as the final court of appeal and the way forward for the OECS in this matter.
As we are all aware, this Honourable House attempted to pass the required legislation some time ago, but only managed to confirm the original jurisdiction of the court. I have in this address outlined various steps which have been taken to address the main areas of concern. That is, the independence of the court, the quality of its judges, and its sustainable financing. It is my hope that this Honourable House will see its way clearly to complete the legislative work required and take the proper steps to ensure that the court functions in its appellate jurisdiction in respect of matters from Dominica. The first and most important point to be made is that the sub-region will be presented with a very untidy state of affairs if all the independent countries of the OECS do not accede to the appellate jurisdiction of the court as a whole. We need hardly remind ourselves that these countries are part of one court system, a Supreme Court consisting of a Court of Appeal with headquarters in St. Lucia and high courts situated in all the territories. It would be most undesirable, therefore, to have some states in this unified court system taking their appeals to the Privy Council, while others accede to the jurisdiction of the CCJ.
Meantime, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Foreign Affairs and Information Technology, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, delivered his 9th budget address to Parliament. The Dominica leader recognized early in his presentation the challenging times at which he was addressing Parliament and the Dominican people.
Madam Speaker, we live in unusual and challenging times. Never before in the recorded history has humanity had to confront the destabilizing and sometimes horrific effects of climate change. Never before have so many states been tottering on the brink of bankruptcy. Superimposed on this, Madam Speaker, is a growing individualism and secularism that is overhauling value systems and introducing behaviors that past generations frowned upon. This is the environment in which Dominica and Dominicans are called to navigate a path that will see our nation through these turbulent times and take us to a place where every citizen is safe, secured, and assured that his needs and that of his household will be satisfied.
Prime Minister Skerrit noted, however, that Dominica had fared well thus far amidst the global challenges. He attributed this to tough and unpopular measures adopted in the past by the DLP administration.
I must say, Madam Speaker, that notwithstanding the constraints and limitations within which we operate, for the most part, this government has been able to deliver on its promise to take this country to the next level. Madam Speaker, as events are now unfolding, it is clear that the hard decisions we took and the policies we introduced between 2002 and 2006 have stood us in good stead for what is now required.
He noted, however, that as the global situation progresses, Dominicans should recognize that it can no longer be business as usual. The Dominican leader said the response to the crisis must be collective, with each Dominican playing their part in ensuring the country's social and economic survival. Meantime, government has come to the assistance of the Dominica Agricultural Producers and Exporters Company. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit told Parliament on Tuesday that the company had suffered from cash flow problems and government was implementing measures to assist them.
The Dominica Agricultural Producers and Exporters Company, DAPEX, was established to conduct the business of agricultural production and export. Currently, government provides a subsidy to DAPEX on fertilizer imported by the company for sale to farmers. A meeting held by government with members of the board and management of DAPEX revealed that the company was experiencing cash flow challenges, which adversely affected its capacity to purchase commodities from farmers, thus constraining its capacity to take advantage of export opportunities. In response to this, government and DAPEX have entered into an agreement under which government will provide interest-free loans to DAPEX in order to allow the company to purchase produce from the farming community. These loans will allow DAPEX to make payments to farmers in a timely manner, thereby ensuring that farmers and their families have a regular income. This hopefully will give farmers the confidence to increase production to the levels required by the markets. This agreement is expected to stay in effect for 1 year and will be reviewed at the end of that period.
Prime Minister Skerrit also announced plans by the current administration for the construction of a new 120-room hotel in Roseau area and the completion of the Moroccan-funded hotel near the Caverns in Portsmouth in the new fiscal year.
In fiscal year 2012-2013, government will commission designs for constructing a hotel on the site occupied by the Public Works Corporation. The intention is to erect a 120-room hotel in that location. In the first instance, jobs will be created through the construction of the new hotel. The most sustainable jobs will be created once these facilities become fully operational. The second project is the completion of the new hotel in the Caverns. This facility has been constructed with financing from the Kingdom of Morocco. Upon completion, the hotel will comprise 58 rooms and will also create about 100 new permanent jobs.
In more news, reports have been confirmed of the presence of the dreaded black sigatoka disease on the island. Black sigatoka is a leaf spot disease of bananas that can cut a tree's fruit production in half. The fungal disease causes dark leaf spots that eventually enlarge and combine, causing much of the leaf area to turn yellow and brown. A sample of a suspected plant was sent for lab testing in Martinique and the disease was verified. According to Plant Protection Officer Ryan Ansem, who was speaking at the press conference earlier this week, the disease can be managed and contained if farmers adhere to strict instructions.
The present situation in Dominica, the disease has been found in 3 agricultural regions, and the interception of the disease, it seems that the disease has been there for a month and a half, which means cycles and the inoculation level is very high. So the strategy of the ministry is a containment and to manage the disease, to put measures in place to manage the disease. And the overall objective is to reduce the inoculation, and the goal would be to eradicate the disease in certain areas. Eradication of the disease totally is going to be very challenging. The overall strategy would be containment of the disease, but the disease can be managed if we follow all the cultural practices, all the measures. The first strategy would be to reduce the inoculation of the disease by deleafing, by spraying and following all the cultural practices. And the ultimate goal would to eradicate the disease in areas so that the farmers can maintain their productive level, they can export, and we can have our fresh produce for the domestic market.
Ansem said that the disease has been identified between Scottshead in the south, Casabruce in the east, and Bells in the central region. He also said that the strategy of the Ministry of Agriculture is containment and management. Meantime, Minister for Agriculture and Forestry, Honorable Matthew Walter, described the measures that his ministry is taking to deal with black sigatoka.
Such measures include the restriction of the movement of plants or plant parts, especially dried leaves, that is trash, from one area to another. Destruction of abandoned banana and plantain fields. Deleafing of infected or infested plants in productive fields and facilitating the spraying of fungicide. Implementing the recommended cultural practices. We urge our farmers, hucksters, backyard farmers, and members of the general public to actively support the measures which will be introduced by extension officers and our plant protection officers. Government is well aware of the critical importance and contributions of the banana and plantain sectors to our national food and nutrition security and export trade. My ministry is committed to the containment and management of this disease. We have also taken steps to alert friendly governments and regional and international institutions to provide assistance where possible.
According to the Ministry of Agriculture, farmers should boost their plants' immunity by applying fertilizer and ensuring the plantain and banana trees are healthy enough to resist this disease. In related news, Dominica's government is waging war on black sigatoka since this disease could have a crippling effect on the socio-economic development of the island. Honorable Matthew Walters said his ministry is aggressively tackling this disease.
Black sigatoka, must be viewed as a very dangerous disease. And government is not going to drag its feet in implementing the relevant measures to ultimately achieve the objective of the complete eradication of black sigatoka. We cannot afford to be playing around with black sigatoka in Dominica. Food security is too important, and our export market is too important for us to be playing around with black sigatoka. And this is why, in relation to our quick response measures that we have brought on board, Miss Severin, who is a pathologist herself, and she has worked in the Ministry of Agriculture for some time, and she is qualified in this area and competent enough to coordinate the activities with respect to the implementation of that very important program.
Not only is government taking action against the disease, says Honorable Walter, but proactive steps were also taken, including a $300,000 allocation.
Well before the confirmation of the disease, we activated an emergency action plan for the management and control of black sigatoka. Fundamental actions undertaken to date include the activation of an emergency task force, the establishment of regional field coordination committees in each agricultural region, and the development of a management strategy for the disease. I must note that even before the official laboratory confirmation of the disease, Cabinet had immediately released $300,000 to initiate control and management strategies.
And that's the English segment of the news. We now join Macpherson St. Louis for the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi c'est Macpherson St. Louis. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt fait présentation budget plus que $400 millions que le gouvernement de Dominica a projeté lever et puis dépenser pour l'autre l'année financière 2012-2013. Plusieurs aspects que le pays là qui tapent attention au budget là. Quand même si le ministre Telecoms, Honorable Ambrose George, budget ça là que pour le ministre Skerrit présenté aujourd'hui, bien formidable, puisse épargner pièces taxes nouveaux à ces deux dominicains.
Le budget c'est un budget qui est amicable, et friendly. Et ça qui est bien important, c'est que le budget c'est un budget qui épargne pièces taxes à ce deux dominicains. Parce que là où vous regardez ce qui a fait région, ce qui a fait international, global, tous ces pays qui gourmet avec l'économie pour voir comment ils ça change above water, above globe. D'ailleurs, on pour introduce VAT, d'ailleurs, on pour mettre taxes, d'ailleurs, on pour voir mon accaisio, d'ailleurs, on pour couper à ce expense que fait le gouvernement. Mais ça nous voit un budget qui le Premier ministre, le ministre pour Finances présenté. C'est un budget qui pas de pièces taxes à ce dominicain. Si vous regardez ces mesures qui prennent place dans le budget, c'est il y a really one monde qui pas dominicain. Pour exemple, work permit, economic citizen, pour residency, pour choses comme ça. C'est mon hot CARICOM, mon hot international qui est pour payer c'est incrément en ces bails ça. Parce que nous voyons que pour challenge là nous international il pas voudrait nous mettre pièces plus shy pour les parler à ce Dominique.
En d'autres nouvelles, le ministre de l'Agriculture bien concerné contre mauvaise maladie Black Sigatoka qui vivait en pays là à présent qui a bien détruit l'industrie figue et puis banane. M. Ryan Ansem, c'est officier quarantine, ministre de l'Agriculture.
Black Sigatoka, c'est une mauvaise maladie. La maladie, c'est un fungus. Le fungus, ça qui affecte les bananes, les figues. Des semaines qui passaient, et nous avons fait surveillance tout en Dominique. Le ministre de l'Agriculture intercepte la maladie en sud, south-east, east, central en pays. Ça nous fait nous voyer ces samples en Sierra de Matnik pour taper confirmation. Semaine qui passait, vendredi semaine qui passait, nous tapons confirmation, c'est Black Sigatoka. Mais avant, nous voyons bagages en maladie pour confirmation. Le ministre de l'Agriculture joint ensemble, ça nous mettons en emergency task force ensemble. Des semaines qui passaient, le ministre de l'Agriculture et nous qui est nous des ministre de l'Agriculture, nous avons c'est Black Sigatoka, nous avons en Dominique, et même activé emergency action plan ça là, task force joint, un management committee joint, nous mettons mise en place. Mise c'est nous regarder pour comment nous ça pêcher maladie ça là aller à la place là au panier. Comment des maladies ça là en sous pays et en sous east et en east et en central. Stratégie en présence c'est pour pêcher maladie ça là qui nous pouvons voir en office place comme Marigot et Wesley nous pouvons voir en place comme Portsmouth faire ces places là. So nous avons dit tout le monde qui a planté figues et bananes c'est planté pour garder plan yo inspecter plan garder en bas feuille là garder pour bagaille noir strict noir à bas feuille figue yo feuille banane yo qui est nous pas content pour qui est nous nous qui venir nous qui garder musée.
Et puis finalement chairman pour Banque nationale Dominique M. Anthony John qui a fait parole qui moun qui intéressant en initiative Banque nationale Dominique lancé semaine salam que besoin collatéral ça c'est papier et bagaille comme ça puis banque là ni pour payer l'argent yo prêté virer National Petroleum Company prêté Banque nationale Dominique on loan pour yo ça prêter moun chain investment pour petite entreprise.
C'est pas l'argent qui
comme ça. D'ailleurs, ça a besoin, nous besoin de payer l'acheteur pétrole vivre. So, c'est pas là que nous connaissons pas monde. So, même comme ça, on n'est pas allé acheter l'argent pour un cahier, pour une voiture, n'importe quoi. On est pour ça, nous travaillons qui, si vous passez à quel bac la vie, on est pour montrer pour ça quelque chose, ça va qu'il faut collatéral. Donc si on est en cahier, on morceau de terre qui bac là ça garder pour oui si vous passez à payer comme si bac là bas $20,000, on passe à payer bac là pas marcher pour et vous prenez l'argent pour payer. Bac là ça on est en morceau de terre qui légal même $20,000 ça là. Bac là ça pour les vendre les l'argent là parce qu'on est pour payer l'achat de pétrole en ville. So c'est pas comme si tu avais l'argent pour rien. Et même si on ça on est pour un document ça un business plan qui a montré quelle manière on faire business ça dans le marché. On est pour montrer qui peut faire assez l'argent en business. Mais si on est en business qui passe à faire l'argent, il pas fait sens. So on est pour montrer qui peut dépenser $10,000, mais on peut faire $15,000. So qu'on a l'argent assez pour payer pour payer mon travailler et payer back.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est Macpherson St. Louis. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you a few upcoming events and the government notices. Do stay with us.
Let your spirit take to flight. Let your heart run free and wild. Find your soul in Dominica, the nature
A time now for a few government notices. All district officers are reminded to attend the Healthy Community Program meeting carried for Thursday, July 19 from 9 a.m. at the Windsor Park Stadium Conference Room. Please be on time. All those concerned are asked to note the following hurricane shelters and the shelter managers for the communities of Bagatelle, Petite-Savanne and Bellevue-Chouper. Bagatelle, you have 4 hurricane shelters. The Bagatelle Government School, the shelter manager there is Sandaline Isaac. The Bagatelle Catholic Church, where the shelter manager is Bernard Henderson. The Bagatelle Resource Center, where Primrose Roberts is the shelter manager and Kessler Williams is the assistant. And the Bagatelle Baptist Church shelter manager, Pastor Elvis Francis, assistant manager Danny Daru. In Petite-Savanne, the Petite-Savanne Government School is a hurricane shelter. The shelter manager is Oliver Samuel and the assistant shelter manager is Maimon Esprit. In Bellevue-Chouper, your hurricane shelters are the Bellevue-Chouper Government School, shelter manager Jessica Laville, assistant shelter manager Gavin Laville. And the Bellevue-Chouper Baptist Church, where the shelter manager is Franklin Mitchell and Harrison Winston is his assistant. The Ministry of Education wishes to inform the general public of its collection and distribution of textbooks for the 2012-2013 school year as follows. Students attending all forms of the Wesley High School and Dominica Community High School, your textbooks may be collected at the JSP building located in Bath Estate from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 18. For students attending the 1st to 4th forms of the Northeast Comprehensive School and the Castlebrook Secondary School, you are asked to collect your textbooks on Thursday, July 19 from JSP building located in Bath Estate from 8:30 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. The Division of Agriculture will be conducting a series of sensitization meetings to educate farmers, exporters, traders, and the public on the black sigatoka disease. Wednesday, July 18, Woodford Hill and Calibishi and environs at the Woodford Hill Primary School at 3:30 p.m. Cassibruce at the Cassibruce Primary School at 4:30 p.m. and La Plaine, the La Plaine Training Center at 6 p.m. Please make a special effort to attend and to be on time. Up next, your tip of the day. Vigorous workouts when you're breathing hard and sweating help your heart pump better. give you more energy and help you look and feel best. Start with a warm-up that stretches your muscles. Include 20 minutes of aerobic activity such as running, jogging or dancing. Follow up with activities that help you stronger such as push-ups or lifting weights. Then cool down with more stretching and deep breathing. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you could visit our website at news.gov.dm. You could also visit our GIS Dominica pages on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin Matthew. Thank you for watching.
Boy, that fish was well seasoned today, boy.
Talking about season.
Yeah.
What is the most important season in Dominica?
Mango season, yampe season, hunting season.
Hey, wait.
Fishing season.
Nothing to do with any of these seasons. You remember what happened to us in 1979?
Yes.
Remember a few years ago when we bought a grain of fig for $1?
Yes.
I'm talking about the hurricane season.
Mm-hmm. So, prepare. And so just like your budget or your bank account, preparation for hurricane or hurricane preparedness is supposed to be part of a natural culture. It has happened, it might happen, maybe it will happen.
The way we build our houses, you know, so that you not have to go to somebody's house. You know, during a hurricane, you know how it is. People want to bring their cat and their dog and their... You want to go into all this, you cannot ask.
You know, and then you stay too long, you can put on your radio too low, the bagay comes out.
Naturally, if your house is not safe, know your hurricane shelter.
So here's a very important point. Come a little closer. A little closer. Hear this. You can replace your TV or your microwave or your black, blue or raspberry, but you cannot replace your life. Your life is important and is irreplaceable. So protect yourself, take the necessary precaution, because there's only one of you and one of me.
And why should you survive a hurricane? I mean, you survive the storm and then go and be all about and step on a live wire. That making sense?
It is your right and your responsibility to protect yourself and your family and your property. Remember, I ain't seen no supermarket in Dominica where they're selling spare parts of human body or human parts.
No breasts,
no thighs,
no legs,
no wings.
No, only human parts.
Yes, and you only have one of you and it come complete. So protect yourself.
At all times.
This is a serious message
from
the Office of Disaster Management
or Office là qui va se consacrer au management des astres
in Dominica.